Hi Collective, it's Intuitive Pisces Moon, and I'm going to bring you a Let Go and Grow reading today. So I want to see what we have as a collective that's in our life that we need to possibly let go of, and what we need to continue to grow. And then we will get some advice from some goddesses. All right, we'll go from there. So I am going to start with my Living with a Feather Heart oracle. And let's get to the left what needs to go. What needs to go, Spirit? I thank you all for being here with me today. All right, we have I follow my inner guidance. And why does it need to go? I am peaceful. All right, and then let's get over to what needs to grow. All right, that one. I speak with sincerity. And why does it need to grow? I hold purity in high esteem. All right, we'll get into those and see what that means. All right, and then I'm going to do the same thing with my Seed and Sickle deck. Now, what I like about this deck is that it has two booklets. One is Dusk, and one is Dawn. So I'm going to read for the What Needs to Go, the Dawn booklet, because that's typically what's going. And then the Dusk is what's going. The Dawn is what's growing, what's coming in. Okay, so let's get back over here. What needs to go? What needs to go? All right, we have Jasmine. And why does it need to go? Pumpernickel. Sorry, Pimpernel. Pumpernickel is a bread. And what needs to grow? What needs to grow, please, Spirit? Okay, Oak. And why does it need to grow? Oh, my cat's down there howling at the moon. Oh my God. I don't know if you guys can hear that. That was her scraping across the floor. All right, we have Hops. Okay, let's start over here. This is what needs to go. And we have I follow my inner guidance, which is number 32. All right. Number 32. Now, immediately I'm gathering that, obviously we're not trying to get rid of following our inner guidance. I feel like what we're getting rid of is the lack of that. Okay? So we haven't trusted our inner guidance in the past. We haven't gone within and understood what our inner voice is, what it's trying to say, and, going with that advice. The 6 integral faculties of mind are believed to be reason, memory, perception, will, imagination, and intuition. The mind's faculties are its metaphorical chess pieces which assist in strategic navigation over the chessboard of waking life. Through reason, we are able to logically plan and strategize like a rock. We can move backward or forward, left or right, but have the notion to think ahead with logic instead of solely operating with instinct. Intuition, in conjunction with all other working parts of the conscious mind, brings total awareness, and through cultivation of awareness, the ideal of inner guidance, we are led to a deepening of awareness of self and the self's strategic relationship to the totality of the all. So Again, as I spoke before about this is not something that needs to go, but what I'm gathering is that we are now incorporating that. So, what needs to go is ignoring that. What needs to go is not trusting that. So, you can think back on your life in plenty of occasions where maybe you heard your inner voice tell you not to do something and you did it anyways and it turned out bad. Or you're driving down the road and road signs are saying detour ahead, turn here, and you ignore that, and then you get stuck in traffic for an hour. There are just different ways that our inner voice speaks to us, and we have to learn when to listen, how to listen, to trust it, and to know that what's being said to us is for our highest good. Okay? Sometimes you can feel it in your solar plexus, your gut. Sometimes it could just be a real quick kind of thought that comes across your mind, or a little voice inside that says, don't do that, you're going to regret it. Just whatever it is and how it comes across to you, this is what we are starting to pay attention to a lot more. And understanding that we all have the power of intuition, and it is within everybody. It is on us to develop it, okay, and to trust it, because there's going to be times in your life where it could be a matter of life or death, and I'm not saying that, I wish that on anybody, but when we trust that inner voice, I always think of it as that is my guides telling me something, and they can see the bigger picture that we cannot, or my higher self trying to tell me, hey, I know how this plays out. Maybe you shouldn't take that way. Maybe you should go this way. Or we all know what's going to happen here. And 9 times out of 10, you're right. So I know in the past, I didn't understand what all of it was to trust your inner guidance or your intuition. Until you start to realize sort of I know how this is going to play out. I already know. And then you see it all play out exactly as you anticipated. That's your inner guidance warning you or guiding you, advising you to a situation and how it's going to play out. So we are learning to trust that more. All right, let's get over to Jasmine. This is number 10. Okay. In the Philippines, a couple prepare to part. The young man to the city and the bride to remain at home, worried he will fall in love with another. He gives her his dagger with a promise that if he does, she can kill him. But when he returns with a new wife, she plunges the knife into her own heart instead. You may feel as though your current situation is hopeless, but jasmine blooms during the night, releasing its sweetest scent when it is dark. Right now, you do not have to take action. Only let yourself feel the hope that something beautiful will come out of such darkness. Wow. Very crazy, crazy story. But speaking to that love situation, is that not like how it feels? Like I would rather just plunge the knife into my own heart. Some people seek revenge and want to either do him or the new wife, whatever the case. But truly it is us that feels the most hurt from situations like that. Okay? So, wow, just very crazy how it ties in with this, because I'm relating this to the darkness. The jasmine blooms at night, and that's when it is the most potent. When we can see our darkness and go into our darkness, that is when we are most potently tapped in to our inner guidance. So this is something that we are learning to trust more. And if we're not learning to trust it more, then that's your next step in your life. This is what you need to go towards. This is what you need to focus on in order to learn who your inner voice is, what they're saying to you, how they're saying it. Sometimes, if you're clairaudient, you may hear a voice. You're claircognizant, you may just know something. Again, a thought may come to you. There are different ways to tap into this. So, you can look it up. You can see all the different clairs that exist out there. I know many of us have a lot of them on the list, and you can individually develop them. And there's plenty of resources and books and that sort of thing on that. Okay, let's get over to the why it needs to grow. And it says, I am peaceful. So I'm gathering that this is giving us our peace of mind back. From the moment we enter the world and begin our passage through time, the sands in the hourglass of the soul begin to move. Time is the illusion. Of each moment moving past, the speed of life shifts with the pace of our awareness. With each moment, the sands of the soul descend to form a cosmic pattern which our individual part in history manifests through creation. Allowing the light of your heart to shine through the darkness can bring the daylight of peace, even during the dark night of the soul. It is essential to remember the ideal of peace and that ease is not always found when we receive what we are hoping for in a material and or experiential sense. Attachment creates suffering, and it is the attachment to a given result that takes us out of relationship to the harmony of creation. If every wish were granted, then where would our dreams go? What are dreams but projections of hope and reflections of heart imprinted in the astral realm of infinite potential? Peace is ease with the dream of creativity and faith in knowing that everything will be answered within the hourglass of time. All right. Now, it's interesting because I was doing my own readings, and today in particular, a bunch of messages of peace came up. And so I'm glad that it's here because this is a different deck. I think I got 3 different cards down there from 2 or 3 different decks that all said something about peace. So peace is the message here. And the reason why we're now going to follow our own inner guidance is for peace. It is bringing us peace to know that things will work out no matter what. And as it said in the card, there's an hourglass here. Time is an illusion. If you think about the grand scheme of things and universal existence, everything works not on a single linear perspective, but it is omnipresent. It is everywhere all at once. And you just can't put, a definition on that. There isn't. And that was something that was created so that we can sit here and focus on tick, tick, tick. Oh, that means it's this amount of time, which translates to this amount of time and this and this. And we have been trained to think that, time is of the essence and we're not going to be here forever. And while, yes, that's true, our souls are forever. And we will always come back as something else. And if you don't believe in that, that's fine. That's your belief, but this is my belief. And, we shouldn't get so caught up on the every second counts and every minute counts and every hour counts and day, month, year, whatever. Those things are put in place to limit us. And we have to look past that. To get into a flow state, we have to understand that everything is connected and that everything occurs all at once. Have you ever had deja vu? They say a lot of times deja vu is basically you seeing a similar situation play out on a different timeline. You see things in your dreams that seem familiar, oddly, but maybe you've never met this person before. Well, a lot of times that is like a past life situation, or that is a different timeline playing out and you're just seeing it. So choose to believe whatever it is that you choose to believe, but I'm just giving my take on what I believe. All right. So the next one here is Pimpernel, and this is for the why it needs to go. The Scarlet Pimpernel owes its folk name Waywart to a German legend. A girl who planned to elope with her beloved arranged to meet him at a crossroads, but waited for days for him to appear, until eventually her feet took root and she turned into the first Pimpernel flower. Life has brought you to a crossroads, and you may not know which road is the right one to turn down. But you are not the first person to have come to this junction. Others have gone before you, and their wisdom remains to watch over you. Whichever road you choose, here will be the right one. Okay. Interesting. So both are related to relationships down here. I'm just going to throw that out there. I don't know if some of you are dealing with something in a relationship sense where someone didn't show up. This is one where there was a relationship, they had it, the person left, came back with a new person. This one, this person was supposed to meet somebody and they never showed up. So is it worse to have them never show up, or is it worse to have them show up with someone else? Both are forms of betrayal. And I sense that we are having a hard time getting over this betrayal, whatever it was in your case. So you may have encountered a dark night of the soul in which you are just sort of in the dark here, looking for the light. Just in the muck, in your shadows, looking at how things are, how they could be, thinking of your past, thinking of the betrayals. But the thing is this card is totally white with a dove even at the top. And this is you shining your light on your darkness. And look, she's even looking up here at the light that's coming in. So while you are in the darkness, you're facing the light parts of you and incorporating it into the shadow. And I love that this is up here because that's what starts to happen. Pretty soon, you go from this to this. This is a pure sovereign being in their light energy. And this is somebody in the shadows trying to shine light on the dark parts of themselves. So many of us are going through this. And it's hard and it's tough and it's not easy. But just know that once you get through it, peace comes after. Peace always comes after. Okay. Now I'm going to switch gears over here to the what needs to grow. And we have I speak with sincerity. I love that. So we are growing that. Now I did also hear that we, with this, I think, full moon, have gotten a throat chakra upgrade. And I don't know if you guys have been feeling it, but I definitely have. It's like I'm not sick, but I feel like my throat is very scratchy. Like I have to constantly clear my throat. And what that's doing is that's activating our voice. All right. So the sun speaks to us each day as it rises from the east. Its living language uttered in the daily warmth, and its light shared without expectation of any in return. The words it speaks comes to us through that which is unspoken, the selfless illumination of the celestial sphere, offering light in order to allow the symphony of creation to continue to grow and evolve. As we speak, we create, and our words are consistently spelling a direct result with each vibration of sound. Every word we choose carries its own power. or vibratory signature. And what we utter into the universe is echoed back to us through the spells that we cast with our verbal frequency. Dark words spin webs of deceit and lies, will eventually trap you in your own delusions and illusions. The Genesis birthed from a lie can culminate in the death of a star, extinguishing the potential for light in the dark density of dishonesty. If you wax poetic instead of waning with insecurity, you allow momentum to carry your journey forward. However, if you choose to remain fluent in darkness, the downward spiral will continue until you become fully and wholly aware of your choices. Wow. So, again, going back here to the dark and the light. Your words can either be dark or light. And what you speak is what perpetuates. So I want you to think about that. If you tend to go out and create lies about people, even if it's lies about yourself, maybe you fluff your stories, you speak ill on others, or even ill on yourself. Some people are just very self-sabotaging. They would not hurt a fly, but they speak very badly to themselves. I just want you to know that your words do hold a vibration and do create into the universe whatever it is that you're saying. So I want you to pay attention to what words come out of your mouth, whether it is about yourself or about others. Because what's going to happen is you're perpetuating whatever it is that you say. Your words have strength and power. All right, now we're going to switch to the oak, and this is what needs to grow. Another lightning bolt there. Yesterday, I think it was, or the day before, I had a lot of lightning in my readings. Okay, so the oak. Great oaks from little acorns grow. One of the mightiest trees to have. Sacred to gods and of thunder Zeus and Thor. Starts life as a tiny seed filled with enormous promise. Acorns are a powerful but dormant source of potential. And to look at one, it's hard to imagine what it could grow into. From this we can learn an important lesson, to remain humble, even in the knowledge of our capacity for greatness. Others will notice this and appreciate our modesty. Okay. So what that's saying to me goes along with speaking. So bragging is what's obviously coming up here. So if we are going through our lives, maybe we're doing well as what's perceived by society, and we go around and we brag about it. That can also be a form of kind of, the dark words. All right. We should be humble in what we're creating and what we know to be true. So just be careful with however your words are coming out. And also, this could go for bullying. I want to say that too. Maybe somebody is speaking ill on someone else and they're bullying this little acorn. But what they don't know is that it's going to grow up to be a mighty oak. And that there is no room for that. There just isn't. So if you have someone in your life that is speaking ill on you and you're this little acorn, I just want you to remember how much power you hold and how big and mighty and strong you're going to become when you water yourself, when you believe in yourself, when you speak good words to yourself. There's this old thing that says if you talk to your plants, it's a study that was done, in nice tones and, tell them they're beautiful and they grow and they flourish. It's the same with people. People need to hear how well they're doing. Give them encouragement, even if it means yourself. You're the only one giving yourself encouragement. So the way we speak to things and people is reflected in that person's growth. So are you the person that wants to bully somebody and stunt their growth? Or are you the person that wants to speak in light words to yourself and to others and to things? So just a thought for that situation. Okay, let's read on this one now. I hold purity in high esteem. Purity is the state in which a substance is free from contamination, pollution, or anything that debases the matter materialized. Now, this is why it needs to grow. So, wow, I'm going to keep reading, but basically, clear yourself of the darkness. I'm very much getting that. So now we're at a pure point. So it's almost like you have dark to light, and then you have the choice to be dark or light, and then over to light. So just, wow. All right, out of context, the notion of this ideal may evoke feelings and memories tied to overzealous philosophies on chastity, abstinence, or other dogmatic tenets of belief. But contextualized as an ideal in relationship with perennial philosophy and the embodiment of nature as the manifested energies of the universe, we may be reminded that purity is something to be held in esteem so that the inner spirit is refined enough for the soul of the natural world to reverberate through conscious awareness. In learning how to cleanse, activate, and purify our life force centers, we accelerate our awareness and ascension into higher learning. Esteeming purity aligns with knowing the body to be a temple, a sacred space which must be cared for and valued as the house our wisdom and spirit occupy. Because as the great William Blake once wrote, if the doors of perception were cleansed, everything would appear to man as it is, infinite. Wow. Wow. Okay. So, purity. They're kind of saying that a lot of people see purity as, again, innocence, not having had sex before. We're just going to say that, the chastity aspect of it. However, they're saying that it does not necessarily have to do with that. What this is you honoring your vessel. You're putting good in so that good comes out, and that includes your words. Okay? And we are transmuting darkness into light. And now there's, 4 birds in this reading. There's one on her head, there's one on her shoulder, and 2 up here. So, birds symbolize freedom. You can think of it that way. As we are transmuting our darkness into light and speaking things that are true, that are meaningful, that are beautiful, this is what we're cultivating. And we are becoming a pure vessel, one that is filled with light that we have transmuted from the darkness. I love it. All right, let's read on this one. This is 26 hops. All right, and this is why it needs to grow. Walls, buildings, boulders. Nothing stands in the way of a hop. The Romans called it the wolf among the willows for its voracious growing habits. It is an explorer, as are you, moving swiftly over and around the obstacles life throws in your way. You are victorious, rising above the odds. Now is not the time to let anything slow you down. Wow. What a beautiful message. Wow. So, I see a lot of green here. Okay. This is a lot of growth. A lot. And sometimes with the seeds that we're planting them with the words that we speak. and in turn doing. So I'm seeing that we're saying things and then translating them into the doing of the things. And this right here is a lot of growth. It's beautiful. So I am going to switch to tarot now that we have that part completed. And I just want to see what advice that we have. What advice do we have for the collective here? So I'm just going to stick these down the middle. What advice do we have? Okay. We have the Queen of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. And the Moon and the Five of Pentacles. Okay. Judgment is at the bottom. So I am seeing we have a divine feminine here who is protective of something. Now, she is coming into her own. She is gaining leadership qualities. She is gaining confidence and passion while being protective of something. Now we have the Eight of Pentacles, which means that we are fine-tuning our talents, our abilities. We're building something. Kind of like the spider builds the web here. And then we have the Moon and the Five of Pentacles. So the Moon is very feminine energy as well. And this is trusting our intuition, our feelings, our emotions, our thoughts. This could also be things that are hidden or unknown. And these are very dark cards, both of these. So again, I relate it to the shadow, to the darkness. Five of Pentacles is, I always think of it as a lack mentality, but also feeling left out in the cold, abandoned, just sad. So because these are in the dark, I feel like this is what's hidden. Some of us may be hiding the fact that we are truly sad at a loss of something. And again, going back on this side, it could be a relationship. Whether we were left for someone else or just abandoned entirely. You were supposed to meet somewhere and that didn't happen. And this is something that you keep under wraps. Now, in the meantime, you're getting on with your life. You are growing into this amazing person. You're speaking your truth. You're allowing to let grow what needs to grow from this. This may have triggered your dark night of the soul or your spiritual awakening. This loss. And you may have wandered around in this darkness for quite a while before you saw any light. And this is what's bringing you to your inner guidance. This is also not something that you're going around telling everybody about. So when you're talking about choosing what to say and what not to say, you are aware that there are certain things that you need to not speak about and keep to yourself because they're private matters. But we're not discounting how you feel and the hurt that was involved over here. You were hurt. Somebody hurt you pretty bad. But what I want you to focus on is not this, because that's what needs to go. What needs to grow is this. Speaking your truth, honoring yourself, and honoring your vessel. This is someone who has tenacity, who does not care about what obstacles come towards you, because you have the power and the strength to grow right past it. And again, from this tiny acorn into the giant oak, this is you. This is beautiful, to be honest with you. I can feel like so many of you right now, the choked up feeling. My throat chakra is like, ugh, at the moment. And it's making me almost want to cry because I'm tapping into whatever this is. This energy over here was tough. There's no other way to say it. But in the meantime, you're focusing on you, and you're building your own empire, and you're building your skills, and you are growing more now by leaps and bounds than you ever could have over here in this situation. Now, it's okay to keep this hidden under wraps for now, because this is helping you trust your intuition, your inner knowing. So that's what I have on that. Let's see if we can get some advice from some goddesses here. All right, the first one out is Austera, fertility. It's the perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. Absolutely. All right, and we got a couple more here. We got White Tara, sensitivity. You are becoming increasingly sensitive. Avoid harsh relationships, environments, situations, and chemicals. Yep, that comes from this side. We're avoiding this. Okay? We have Matt, fairness. The situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. This whole deck up here is the Matt deck. And it is about the tenets of Matt. So I love that. And then we got Siege, quiet time. Take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. Absolutely. So that to me is in the darkness. So you can see it's nighttime here. And this is us sitting in that shadow work, that dark night of the soul. So we are trusting the growth that's occurring through this. Even if we cannot see it now, even if right now we're just this little tiny acorn and don't have any idea what we're about to grow into, if you have that trust and you speak it into existence, it is already so. So I want us to get out of this sad energy, because some of us are just sitting in that and dwelling in it. And it's hard. That was tough for me to even go through, to even tell you guys about it, because I feel it. Your feelings are coming over to me here, and I'm feeling it for you. And I don't enjoy it. I'm sure none of you can sit here and enjoy it. But I just want you to stick it out. Keep building your web, knowing that this is giving you your confidence and your passion back. If you feel that it was taken from you, stolen from you, maybe you gave it away, this is your time to take it back. You have the power to do this. You're going to grow through adversity. You're going to speak your truth. And you're going to honor your vessel. That's what I have for you today. All right. Maybe we can get some spirit messages before we go. See if we have anything to go with this. What do you have, Spirit, please, for the collective? All right, that one, which flew across way over there. Let me get it. Okay. Don't place limits upon yourself. You are an infinite being with unlimited potential. You can have and be anything you want. Don't hold yourself back or allow anyone else to. This is your life and your truth, and remain heart-centered at all times. Yep. So again, it's despite whatever happened over here, you're gonna get I was gonna say get on from it, but move on from it. All right, slow down and take your time. There's no need to rush. You are already doing your part. Trust that what belongs in your life is already making its way towards you in divine timing, because you're speaking it into existence. You need to ignore what everyone else is doing and achieving. Your life is about breaking your own limits and outgrowing yourself to live your best life. You are not in competition with anyone else. Plan to outdo your past, not other people. Comparison is the thief of joy. I am positive I've said that before. Where you are right now is where you're supposed to be. Don't compare yourself to others. That only adds pressure. Take each day as it comes, and for what it is, you are a better person than you were yesterday. Growth isn't easy, but you've got this. Okay. Bottom of the deck, focus your mindset on what you can control instead of what you can't. The world is your oyster. Elevate your thought patterns so that you can attract abundance into your life. You are what you believe. Okay, that's you speaking whatever it is you desire into existence and honoring your vessel while doing so. Now, I'm getting don't place your limits on yourself and don't compare yourself to other people. So that is a big takeaway message from Spirit here today. Stop comparing yourself to other people. We are all on different places on our journey and different phases. So there's no comparison. Compare yourself, if you want to compare anything, to a past version of you. And again, look at where you were here in this kind of broken feeling and where you are now in your growth phase. You are building something amazing, and you are gaining confidence and becoming a leader with passion in the process. You need to trust your intuition. 2 cards here that say that. And even if that means having to hide something for a time to keep things to yourself, that's perfectly okay too. All right. So I thank you all so much for being here and for your energy exchange. I truly do wish you all a lifetime of happiness, health, wealth, abundance, and as always, love. Make sure you're filling your own cup before you try to fill somebody else's cup. You make sure you go within so that you never go without. And keep in mind that I'm a beacon of light here to help guide you through the darkness. So I thank you all again for being here, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.